Hey, whatever happened to keep family business in the house? Whatever happened to that? We are getting away from keep private business private. Everybody's jumping on podcasts and everybody wants something to say. And you got a lot of people that want to have something to say just so they can say they had something to say. Now, this situation, everybody knows what happened with Dewanna Bonner. I said it from the rip. She didn't like what was going on, and so she bounced. And then we got on this argument about the verbiage. Did she quit? Did she choose a better option? Did she exercise her rights? However you want to say it, she bounced. She bailed on her team, the team that paid her a lot of money, the team that she agreed to come play for. And there's one thing that, my parents taught me, my dad taught me when I started playing sports. The lesson that gets lost nowadays because of the way AAU is and the way, quite frankly, some of these parents act. The rule was if you start it, you finish it. I understand if you don't like it, but if you start it, if you give your word, if you commit, you finish it. Must not apply no more. But people can still argue if she made the right choice and all of that type of stuff. The proof is in the pudding. And what do I always say? It is going to play itself out one way or the other. And the way it has been looking since she got there, not as good as you might have thought. Now they having other issues. Satu Sabali is up out of there, and they got a whole nother set of circumstances. Are they related? I have no earthly idea. I do not know. However, it would not surprise me if it was. Back to my point, the situation with Sophie Cunningham. Everybody and their mama starting podcasts now. We are at the end of the beginning of the podcast social media era. Instead of everybody getting on a TV talk show or Good Morning America, you make more money on your podcast. So that's what everybody's doing. Everybody wants to talk. Sophie Cunningham's got to talk. Aaliyah Boston from Tennessee, Candace Parker, they got a podcast together. The Stud Buzz got their Twitch thing going. Then you got Sydney Colson's got her podcast and she doing comedies. So everybody's trying to get in that lane. Everybody's trying to get in that lane. But what it's turning into is, like I said at the beginning, what happened to keeping your private business private? The locker room, everybody in that locker room is still part of the family. That's just an extended family or a different family. But the family dynamics still exist. If it's family business, keep it in the family. Much as I was against what Dewanna Bonner did, in my opinion, Sophie could have kept that in-house. She ain't really say anything, but that's going to flame a bunch of other conversation that's going to happen. And eventually, like it always does, when you're dealing with social media conversations, it is going to go in a direction that it doesn't need to go. It's going to get to a point that A, is probably not true and everybody's making shit up. And B, is irrelevant. This is what you have when people can talk with impunity. You already know Sophie Cunningham, she ain't scared and she got that attitude and the bravado about her, and that's great. But in my opinion, you still got to keep family business in the family. We didn't need to know all of that. And all it's going to do is create different conversations. We are at a point now where that's what everybody's looking for. Don't nobody care about the truth at this point. Now they just want something to talk about. If you keep it basketball, it's going to play itself out. But everybody wants something to talk about. Everybody want to be the first to say it. And just because you can say it, don't necessarily mean you should. That's all I'm saying. And I said it before because I understand her type of personality. She the face, she good looking. She got the two-piece bikini spread in front of the truck and not apologizing for it. All of that type of stuff. She's got that type of attitude and she's got that she's not going to back down. And I applaud it. But you're going to get into some circumstances and some situations where you don't necessarily have to tell everybody everything. And that's the point where we are getting to. Everybody got to have something to say. This is not an opinion like the whole Candace Parker thing with Angel Reese. Candace Parker is welcome to her opinion. You do not have to agree with it. To me, in my opinion, the hater stuff came from the situation that happened last year with Cheryl Swoops, because she was just giving out bad information, false information, and didn't even take the 5 minutes to look. Just the minimal amount of homework could have erased that whole situation. Candace Parker is just giving her opinion. You ain't got to agree with it. And that stuff happens on both sides. Everybody from the Angel Reese camp is coming at Candace Parker. She a hater. They said the same thing last year. If you didn't like Caitlin Clark, if you didn't think Caitlin Clark was good enough, you just a hater. You don't want to see the girl from Iowa do it. You don't want to see the white girl be good and all of that other kind of mess. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It don't mean that I'm hating. Who said that? Whose bar was that? That Grand Poobah? I don't know. Somebody wrote that bar. Classic hip hop. It'll come to me in a minute. Common said that. But that's where we are now. And I've said it before. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. My opinion is not meant to change your mind. It is simply my opinion, stated out loud. I'm not trying to convince or convert anybody. You are welcome to your own. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. So stick to yours. But like I said, we all watching the same thing. Somebody else will watch this thing from Sophie's podcast and be like, that's all right. I don't see no problem with it. Cool. But me, somebody that's been in a locker room, in the NFL locker room, and been in that dynamic where the team, the family, you keep everything in-house. And if stuff gets out, it causes problems. Even something as simple as this. Things like this have a funny way of coming full circle and smacking you in the face. Now, I don't know if that'll manifest for her or not. But my thing is, like, just hearing what she said, listening to it twice, and it's like, she didn't really say anything. The insinuation is there. And somebody can take that and come up with something that is 100% incorrect. And that will be the thing that goes viral. Now she's the catalyst of it. Let sleeping dogs lie. That's how I think sometimes. It's like sometimes you ain't got to tell everybody everything. But because we in the situation, we in this social media landscape where you can make money from just putting out crazy shit, that's what people doing. Everybody looking for that viral moment. I'm not exempt. I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking for that viral moment where I can get 1 million views and all of that type of stuff. But I'm not trying to run, put nobody through the ringer for it. I just thought that was funny because everybody's commenting on what she said. Dewanna Bonner ghosted them and this, that, and the other. And it's like them the same thoughts that we had when it first happened. So I guess she's co-signing a lot of people's opinions on it just so they can say, I was right. You see what Sophie said? I told you I was right. I said it way back then. So we all guilty of that. We all trying to do that. Like I said, everybody want to be right or everybody wants to be first.